This is gonna be Weird Bands Part 2. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna do vocalists band, bands that sound similar Part 2. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I know anymore. But I do want to do the weird bands. Number one, just get this out of the way. There might be noise in the background, whatever. Okay, let's get into the show. Number one would be System of a Down. Obviously, pizza, pizza, pie, pizza, pizza. Just listen to the lyrics and stuff. I mean, they got some very profound lyrics. They can get political at times and stuff like that. You can get serious. But there's some very goofy lyrics and bah, 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 like weird like vocalizations like it sounds like Jim Carrey. Like every time I hear BYOB, I always think of Liar Liar from with Jim Carrey, where he's like that one scene where he tries to get on the elevator or whatever, and then he sees someone that he knows, and he's like, "Holy hell!" And he's like, "Oh, oh whatever." It's like, that song always reminds me of Jim Carrey. Serge Tankian kind of does sound like Jim Carrey a little bit. You know, even a little bit of Mike Patton a little bit. If you listen to "The Perfect Crime" by Faith No More, at the end of that song, when it's fading away, Mike Patton kind of sounds like Jim Carrey a little bit in a way. Which, Serge Tankian is, influenced by Mike Patton by Faith No More and Mr. Bungle. So, yeah. I don't know if you want me to elaborate more of the weirdness of System of a Down, or I don't know. But, I don't know if you guys want me to do a deep dive about some of these bands. I'm not really educated on really any band in it. That's a whole nother video, is that I listen to music, I listen to bands, but that's not really like a band that I know, like in depth. Like even my favorite band, Fields of the Nephilim, which I already talked about them in my Weird Bands Part 1. Um, I don't even know them in depth. Like, there's no band that I truly know the whole entire history and everything about them. And, like, I love music, but, there's no band that, like, even though Fields of the Nephilim is my number one favorite band, I don't have that autistic strive or that autistic drive to make me research a band like totally 100%. I've gotten like close to some bands, where I've tried researching their whole entire discography and their history and rare interviews. Like I've had bands where I've came close to being interested in doing that, but it's just too much work for me. It kind of leads me to my next person, which is Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson, I like his music. As a person, he seems pretty okay, based on interviews and stuff like that. And I think he's gone a little bit too far with some things. Um, you know what I mean? But other than that, he's a shock rocker. What do you expect, right? Yeah, I like his music, but he makes some very weird music, like his song titles, like Snake Eyes and Sissies or something like that, and Warm Boy, WORMBOY, like weird song titles. Antichrist Superstar, I don't consider that a weird, um, like, concept. That's just more of like, sorry, I'm typing here. I don't consider that a weird title. I just consider that like an edgy title. You know what I mean? Of his. He's mostly I wanted to say he dresses weird and his music videos are weird and his like everything about him is weird, but at the same time not really. Like it's a combination of weird and spooky. Like the spooky kids. Yeah, dried up, tied and dead to the world. Um Cryptor Cryptor I can't pronounce that, but it's like a undescended testicle. That's like a reference to like undescended testicles, or I don't know. I have no fucking idea what that's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Twiptor Cryptor Kid. Yeah, and the music video is very weird. Deformography. This is all from one fucking album, right? And he has these like really weird song titles and lyrics, and again, weird doesn't necessarily mean bad. It's just it's weirdly creepy. He's weirdly creepy, but I have no issues with Marilyn Manson, music wise. I don't know about as a person. He seems like a pretty intellectual guy. I read on Wikipedia that he's again. I don't I don't know if this is true or not. So I read on Wikipedia that he's not a Satanist. He's actually pretty spiritual. Actually, he said, I think on Wikipedia it states that he's not a Satanist. He's not a nihilist. Um, he's darkly spiritual. I don't know if that's true or not. Again, um, but it's kind of like me in a way. Okay, whatever. Bloodhound Gang. They basically sampled the roof. The roof is on fire, which is funny because there's a band called Cold Chamber that also does the roof is on fire. But Bloodhound Gang is a very weird band. Hello, I talk like this and I'm very monotone. I kind of made it. I have a band that I have a music band that I don't. Um, I went through before Johnnyism. I had another band and shit like that, and I made a song that kind of sounds like Bloodhound Gang, but I don't like mentioning my old music, and I didn't really own the instrumental to that song, anyways. I don't like talking about my old music in general, and I don't know. I don't know. But Bloodhound Gang, yeah, they're very goofy. I don't know if I need to like if you want. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? They have the let's do it how they do it on Discovery Channel. We ain't nothing but mammals. Do it how we let's do it how they do it on Discovery Channel. I don't know, just very goofy, like comedically sexual. They're like a comedy rock band basically, but they have kind of like a hip hop kind of like a I don't know, like they're hard to just I don't know how to describe them basically. I don't fucking know, right? Um which leads me to another band called Cake. They have that song um Going the Distance, you know what I mean? Um yeah, I remember back in the day where somehow on like an MP3 website, people were confusing Cake with Bloodhound Gang, or like there was a Bloodhound. It was no, I think it was a Bloodhound Gang song that was misidentified as Cake, or vice versa, or something weird like that. Like MP3 file websites were very fucking weird back then. They would do that shit. I really don't know why. Um, I think Cake is also a comedy band too, I guess. I don't know that much about them, but all I know is she's going the distance, she's going the speed, or whatever the hell kind of whatever the lyrics were for that. You know, they have a song called Frank Sinatra. Um, they have goofy song titles as well. They're basically like Bloodhound Gang, I guess you could categorize them as. I don't know, alternative. I guess they're just alternative. I guess you could say. On Wikipedia it says they're alternative. Yeah, they're basic. Yeah, so um, experimental maybe. Um, yeah, there's a lot of musical styles on Wikipedia on how to describe Cake. Again, I don't know. I don't know that much about them. Sarcastic lyrics. Yeah, deadpan monotone. So yeah, basically like Bloodhound Gang. Hopefully no one gets angry that I compared those two bands, but whatever. The last on my list is Fantômas. Basically Mike Patton's. He has so many. Mike Patton from Faith No More, Mr. Bungle. He has so many fucking bands. He's a part of so many bands. He's a part of Faith No More, Mr. Bungle, um, Phantomus, I think that's how you pronounce it. Dead Cross, um, Tomahawk, any other bands he's a part of, I don't know. Um, he's collaborated with many different people and stuff like that. Yeah, he has a lot of there's a lot of short songs with Phantomus. There's some songs where he's just like yeah 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 yeah, and it's like fucking 30 seconds, and then the next song is like You know what I mean? Just very like, you know what I mean? Um, very avant-garde metal, basically. You know, he has one song that goes blah blah. You know, he's just, you know, I love that shit, right? Um, yeah. Um, Fun fact: Tool is influenced by Phantomus for the album 10,000 Days by Tool. On Wikipedia, it says that album was basically influenced by Phantomus. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm sorry for mispronouncing it. So if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for this band, 10,000 Days would either not exist or not sound the way that it does. I mean, it's really hard to hear the influence from Tool on the album. I don't really hear the influence. I don't know. I don't know if you guys, any Tool fans, knew that. Mike Patton and Maynard James Keenan should have like collaborated on some kind of song or something. I know with Deftones, Mike Patton, Deftones, whatever, Team Sleep, I think it is, the singer of Deftones. I don't know. They collaborated. I don't know. Yeah, Fantômas. That's how you pronounce it. That's French, I think. I don't know. But yeah, that's my list for now. I kind of want to just keep this short, sweet, to the point. Sorry if some of this was short. Like cake, I really had nothing to say about them. People would get mad at me because a lot of these videos are half-ass made and stuff like that. I don't really take time to actually do research. You can criticize me for that all you want, but a lot of these songs and bands are very self-explanatory. You just gotta check them out. I gave some examples. I don't want to be sitting here and listening. Oh, this weird song number 56. Here's weird song number. I don't want to go through all these bands because I'll be here all fucking day, right? Oh shit! I forgot one more band. Um, Igorrr, Igorrr. They're basically like breakcore metal. Like there's a song that they have called "Very Noise." It's basically like breakcore meets Mr. Bungle, basically. The music video is very weird. It's like this looks like Gmod or I don't know what it is. Like that's a yeah, they're like breakcore metal experimentally something. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I know this is not a ranking video, and I don't want to make the same mistake I did in one of my other videos where I gave my personal opinion about disliking Skillet. Oh, I know I don't want to be rubbing people the wrong way even more, but I don't really like this band is too experimental and breakcore for me. Like, you know, as someone that I myself make breakcore, and then sometimes I make metal, and then sometimes I mix the two together. You know, I'm gonna get hate for this, and I shouldn't be putting my opinions on this. I'm not really big into this band. You know, they're too breakcore and just I don't know. Like they seem to I don't want to say they're doing. I don't want to say that they're doing breakcore metal wrong. I don't want to say that, but the way I like the way I do my breakcore metal, right? It, you know what I mean? But the way they do it is just it's. I don't know if it's too choppy or it's too glitchy or I don't know what it is. I don't hate them. They're not a bad band. It's just the way they combine the two genres. I'm not I like some songs, but the song like ADHD, I didn't really care about that song that much, and just I don't know. But they're an okay band. It's just I wish there were more breakcore metal bands, and I wish they did it the way that I did it, like digital hardcore, basically. Like you know, like there's a band. They're not weird, but they're kind of weird. They're kind of a little bit weird. There's a band called Rabbit Junk. I like the way they do breakcore metal or digital hardcore. I like the way they do it, but I don't know. It's just my opinion. So yeah, I'm probably gonna end this.